Hello, friends. It's been a while since I have been on here. Um, 2020 is now in the past. I am feeling much better. I had a rough year health-wise, but I'm starting to bounce back. As you can see, I am not in my regular location, but I hope to be moving back to the front room very soon. Knock on. So today, because I got hurt a month ago, yes, again, I would like to talk about one of my favorite narcotic uh, herbal painkillers. And I'm talking about wild lettuce. This is an introduced plant, at least here in the West Coast. I, I'm not too sure about that. I also read that it only lives here, which isn't true. So I'm going to do some more the history of it. But for now, let's just talk about the plant itself. First of all, it doesn't look like lettuce, or at least any kind of lettuce I have ever seen. Uh, don't try to eat it. It's extremely bitter, and enough leaves will make it toxic in you. Now, that being said, it it is a decent painkiller, and if processed correctly, it will have maybe the same effect as a low-grade Vicodin. I've tried to make it using uh, apple cider vinegar, which at least helped it taste a bit better. It seems to work better using a high-grade alcohol. I've also used it fresh and dried. If you're going to make an infusion out of it, use it dry. It makes a vile drink. Drink it warm. Add a little sugar. Won't help, but psychologically, uh, it helps. Drink it quickly. It's that vile. It's up there with whorehound. That's how bad it is. Wild lettuce has been used for millennia, and the active constituents is in the latex, that white goo that you'll find if you break the stem, break the middle of the leaf. It'll have this white serum that comes out. It's a little sticky. That's fine. It's great. This is the potent part of the plant. Some folks have actually kind of split it open, let it dry, scrape it off. You need a lot, and I mean a lot, of plants to make that effective. This is one reason why it's called false opium. I've never smoked it. I've known a couple of herbalists who have, and according to them, it smokes very quickly, and you will get a buzz off it, but how effective a painkiller it was, they really couldn't answer that. Then again, these guys smoked anything. They were kind of like Cheech and Chong. Uh, so I advise you, please don't smoke it. Even if you dry it, just don't do it. What you might want to do is to make an infusion of the fresh leaves, the fresh plant. Chop it up first, okay? Uh, Boil it, say at mid-heat. Leave it on the stove for about an hour or so. Then strain it and have a nice jarring cup of wild lettuce infusion, and then chug it down. And hopefully it won't come back up again. I have a friend who just logged in. Hey, Joe. Hope you're doing well. How's that knee? You see, you should have had some wild lettuce. Joe is a mountain man sort of guy, and he went hiking out in the Nevada desert, and he popped his knee. Luckily, it was just a strain. So, where was I? Yes. So, if you're going to make a tincture out of the fresh leaf, the fresh plant, even the root, or wash it off, use a minimum of 190 proof and leave it set for, I'd say, a minimum 2 weeks. A month is probably better. And then strain it, and you have it. If you're going to use the dry leaf, you need maybe 80 proof brandy, rum, vodka. That will work as well. Your tincture will not be as strong, but then again, the taste will be a little more palatable. Now, why am I constantly talking about taste? Well, remember when your mom or your grandma said, if it doesn't taste bad, it's not as good, or if it doesn't hurt, it's not helping you? Same thing. Okay. Most people will not take a bad tasting tincture or syrup anymore. That's just the way it is. They believe that herbal remedies are, well, friends, arsenic is natural, and you're not going to be sucking on that. So be advised that herbal remedies do not always taste good. You can make them taste better, unless you're a diabetic, and then you just have to be a man, just drink it. So I would like you to look up wild lettuce, do a little research, see if it's in your neighborhood. Pick it, break it open, look at that white milky latex. Oftentimes in the winter, you can find the roots and they're still viable. It's hard to kill that stuff, really, really is. I have some growing through my artificial lawn in the backyard. That's how mean these things are. Now, I've probably covered most of what I wanted to say. I've had students who have uh, made this into an alcohol rub. And what they've done is they've packed a bottle full of the fresh leaf, and then they poured rubbing alcohol, um, and then they let it set for a month. And then they've used it as a pain rub or as a massage. Many of them have found that it helps. Then again, they aren't sure if it's just the alcohol working or so. You should do a baseline test. Just use the plain alcohol, and then use the wild lettuce rub. And I also suggest that if the wild lettuce rub seems to be working, then add some mint to it, um, evergreen too. It will give it a cold sensation. It will work even better. Some folks have even added cannabis, and that will work pretty well. So you can use a variety of options with this plant. So go find it, use it, enjoy it. Please don't smoke it. So on to our second topic, which is the 2021 High Sierra Herbfest and Primitive Skills Meet. We've had to cancel it the last 3 years. First, snow, then because of fire, then because of COVID. Now, if COVID is no longer a major issue in July, we're going to have it. Yep, I'm tired of waiting. The last few that we've managed to pull off have been called the last annual. It's a joke because we never really know which one is the last annual one. It will be July 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. The 8th will be for setup. We might have some lectures in the late afternoon, early evening. The 9th and 10th will be activities. The 11th will be morning lectures and then cleanup. We always leave the site cleaner than when we arrived. That is a major rule. We pick up our garbage. We pick up other people's garbage, and we leave it cleaner for the next person. As usual, we will have a group site. If everyone comes who says that they're planning to come, it won't fit everyone, but it will fit quite a few tents. If you want more privacy, there are other sites you can rent. We might be camping near, don't tell anybody, the flush toilets, because nobody likes pit toilets, not even me. If you can come up on the 8th, join us then. You can earn points in heaven by helping us set up, knock on wood. My wife and I, who have run this off and on for, what, almost 20 years? We're not as young as we were, and I will probably be using a walker or a wheelchair. I will certainly be using my canes, but nothing short of COVID is going to stop me. So what are the things we are planning to do? Well, my friend Joe, hopefully, who is still watching, is going to show us how to sharpen knives. Bring your knives, not the kitchen ones. His wife and my friend Ruth McConnell will show us how to make natural dyes. I won't go into a long joke about last time. My friend Lori would like to show how you make wooden spoons, maybe a bowl, using fire. I will be talking about the local plants, and if we're lucky, if we're really lucky, we will harvest yarrow, and if we're extremely lucky, we will harvest wild onions. Wild onion soup. Oh, and my pal Joe just added he will be showing how to be making a capote. A capote is a mountain man coat made from a blanket. Joe made me one some years back, and I actually wore it yesterday when I was waiting for Uber to take me back and forth from the dentist. And it was chilly out in beautiful Berkeley. The wind was really whipping through it. Joe also said, please bring a blanket. I'm assuming that wool is probably the best. Mine was a wool mix, and it was fine. That particular coat, Joe, has seen me through some pretty rough weather here in beautiful downtown Richmond, where even at the 4th of July, the wind comes off the bay and it's miserably cold here. If you want a warm day here, come in October. Beautiful, hot. I want to make some salve, so please bring a little wax and some olive oil, just a bit. And if you can, bring a small pot. I'll be making some salve hopefully tomorrow for my hip. I really got hurt last month. I will be using wild lettuce and some cannabis. It makes a great rub, by the way. We might be able to find arnica up on Sonora Pass. Of course, I've been saying that for the last 15 years. Knock on wood. Um, got a blanking out on all of the plants. Oh, silly me. Yeah, my friend Ruth will probably be teaching how to make a natural glue from the pine bark. Uh, don't allow her to use any um, of your Sierra cups because you'll never be able to use them again. But at least you'll see how the Native Americans who were near pine trees were able to fletch their arrows using this glue. Um, I would also like everyone to make a pine tea. Now, it has a strange taste. It's refreshing. It has a little kind of turpentine aftertaste, but when you're tired, it is somewhat refreshing. In the morning, it will clear your palate. And if you are if you're lost and you're starving, that will help to ease the hunger pangs. But most of all, it has a lot of vitamin C in it. So it's a good survival drink. There is a small creek nearby. It is part of Dead Man's Creek, which will eventually lead into the Stanislaus River, where I grew up. It If you're going to drink out of it, don't. Now, I've never gotten, but there is pumped in safe water. If you want a quick cold bath, go in there. Please don't use soap, use sand. You'll be just as clean. And you'll probably be hypothermic by the time that you get out. If you get a fishing license, you can get some pretty good sized rainbow trout out of there. Trout. We're going to be doing cast iron cooking. Every good mountain man, every good mountain woman, every good pioneer used cast iron. Yeah, it's heavy and it's virtually unbreakable. I've broken one in the last 25 years, and it was my fault. I want to cook a stew. I want to bake. I would like to make some corn pone. Corn pone is a type of cornbread made in water. I might even make a cornbread, which is made without water. So we'll have a lot of different things to do. My wife will probably do another class in uh, quick and dirty wilderness first responder, first aid, which she is known for. Lynn, as well as being a LVN, is a licensed paramedic in this state. She also helped to teach at the local JC and is a member of our county search and rescue team. So I'm proud of her. I really, really am. Oh, Joe wrote, hopefully no accidents this time. Well, that's another story. But if it does happen, Lynn will get to show you for real how she will bandaged up a hand that is cut to the bone. Thank you, Joe. Um, uh, one of my first herbal students will be joining us. Her name is Liana uh, Crouch. For those of you who have heard me lecture in the past, she is also known as the Tattooed Lady. Uh, and it'll be an honor to see her again. It's been many, many years. I want to talk about knives also. That's a favorite topic of mine. Um, Herbally, one of the plants that will um, absolutely be growing up there, not groaning. Well, growing up there will be mullein. Mullein is a multi-use plant. It is a specific for bronchial problems. You can drink it as a tea, but you got to strain it really well. You can smoke it. It was used as a steam also. So be aware, it'll be one of our top plants. Uh, if we go over the pass for a short trip, heaven knows what we will find. We're we're hoping for a year that will not be out. Right now, the snow levels are just below average, so we may luck out. This year's Herb Fest will be dedicated to the late Ross Cox. I first met Ross at a uh, course of classes I took with with Tom Brown Jr., the tracker, and Ross became somewhat of a mentor towards me. And even though I am a few years older, Ross became a father figure to me. He was a good man. So this Ross is for you. So I have plugged my future activities for you. So I hope that you're all well. I hope you all make good decisions. And I'll be seeing you very, very soon. Take care and bye bye now.